ladies and gentlemen. How the devil? Sorry, I'm a bit late. I was making tea. It's there. I didn't actually take the tea bag out the cup because I don't like to leave it in for too short a period. And I was like, shit, I'm late. So I just poured a bit of milk in and here I am. Here I am. How we doing? Where's my news? That's weird. Let me have a look. Here we go. I did actually, for a change, pick some stories out so we can actually talk about real news instead of me attempting to talk about real news, getting derailed by the chat and then ranting about shit for 20 minutes at a time. So yeah, I've got some stories I picked out today, which I put, if you're on Twitter, you'll notice, where's my, I definitely need to pluck my eyebrows. I'm getting old. You know, like, I always thought it was only old blokes who get it. Although, no, now I mention it, it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? That at some point in your life, you get hairier in the face, and you always see old fellas with ears like as hairy as fucking Peter Sutcliffe's beard, and you think, how the fuck do you end up with how do you end up with a beard? How do you end up with ears like Peter Sutcliffe's beard? Well, I guess you get old. Unibrow, yeah, I haven't got unibrow, have I? No, I've just got very bushy eyebrows. I'm getting on. As you age, you get less hair on your head and more hair on your fucking ears, your nose, and your ass. It's just a tragedy. It's a tragedy of life. Anyway, nothing good about getting old. My nana told me, don't get old, son. Don't get old. Just get to 60 and fling yourself under a truck. I always laughed at her, but I suppose you never know. I might end up taking her advice at this rate. How family is being redefined for the modern world. The BBC. Look at the fucking. Can you see that there? Yeah. Look at the. Look at the family. The BBC. First of all, it's the British Broadcasting Company, not the Nigerian Broadcasting Company. Again, I know we live in a multicultural society now, but you're not representing. Because, I mean, think about it on just a basic level, on the use of the English language, the correct use of the English language. When they say we need television to represent the true makeup of the UK, or the adverts should represent the true makeup of the UK, the television should represent the true makeup of the UK. Yeah, so that should mean occasionally you see black people and Asian people, shouldn't it? Like, think about it. Should represent the true UK. Yeah, well, the true UK is still 90% fucking white blokes and women. Sorry, girls. It isn't 4 fucking black women with dreadlocks. In fact, if you walk down the street in Middlesbrough, it's very, very rare you see a black woman with dreadlocks. So it's not representative of the UK, is it? I'm not having a pop at anyone. I'm just saying. It's not representative, is it? If you just think of the English language, if they want to make it representative, they should look at the census data and go, oh yeah, Britain's 91% white. Therefore, roughly for every 10 people that you see in a drama or a TV show or on a commercial or on a news story, there should be a black or a brown person. So what we'll do is, again, this would be common sense. We'll make sure that we obviously get some black and minority ethnic actors and actresses in the cast, but we'll make them about 10, 15%, and we'll get them to mingle naturally, and it'll look natural. What you don't do is shoehorn them in every fucking chance you get, all over the place, in period dramas, on every advert, and on every TV show, because it doesn't look natural. And then as soon as you mention it and go, oh yeah, this is weird, they go, that's because you hate black people. No, it isn't. Where did you get that? That's the same logical inference that if you don't want to get a vaccine, it's because you despise women. Innit? When, what's his name? Trudeau, yeah, misogynist. It's like, no, it isn't. And if you think that that's logical, you're a fucking idiot, mate. No reminder at all, Kaiser's mum. Well, that's because they hate me, because I'm not a fucking communist. Owen Jones gets reminders. Owen Jones gets plenty of reminders. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I haven't plugged my Twitch for a while, have I? I have to do that more regularly because I'm going to go away one of these days. Where's my Twitch link? There it is. Look at that. All right. Click it, like it, remember it. So yeah, this is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous on the face of it. It's not fucking representative. Family, redefined for the modern world. Fucking, we'll just read this bollocks. And then again, this is why I'm ranting about it. To any left-wing twat, communist fucking idiot in the chat, I rant about it because we know it's harmful. That's why I rant about it. If the brave new world that we created was demonstrably better than the past, I'd be all for it. I'm a man of logic and facts and data. If the brave new world we created was proven to be better, all the metrics, right? That's my work background, studying metrics. If all of the demonstrable metrics pointed to the fact that since we redefined the family, everyone was doing better, I'd be all for it. You know me, I'm a man of logic, and that's the way I work. So if that was happening, I'd get behind it. You can talk me into anything if it's logical and it does good instead of harm, because I'm a man of reason and fact and data. But we haven't done that, have we? It seems to me, if you listen to statisticians or clever social commentators like Thomas Sowell, who are older, much older than me, and they've lived through this stuff, they tell you, and they study the numbers, and they say, doesn't look like we're doing things better. Looks to me as if young people, I mean, here's some good numbers, young people are more depressed than they've ever been. Self-harm's up, suicide's up, coping with medication and alcohol is up, drug abuse is up. Everything from when I was growing up in the 90s, you know, I was born 79, so what, like 1990, I was 11 or 12. The early 90s to the mid 90s, there wasn't as many people self-harming. There wasn't as many young people committing suicide. There wasn't as much teenage pregnancy. There wasn't as much antisocial behaviour. Everything's got worse. So when they tell us, oh, nice one, family is being redefined for the modern world, well, my instant bone to pick is I don't want to talk about LGBT rights because I'm sure that's going to be, oh, fucking hell, you don't want a woman and a man. You want to roll a lesbian. You don't want to marry a woman. You want to marry a roller lesbian. Well, you tell me why marrying roller lesbian is better for the family. If you can tell me and prove to me using data that all the birds marrying other women in wheelchairs is better for the fucking world, let's have at it. If you can prove to me that the children, the adopted or mad science created children of roller lesbian couple do better in school, less antisocial, less addicted, less depressed, less distressed. You can prove that to me. I'll be right behind roller lesbian. Yeah, I'm all for it. Show me the data, Mr. Man of Science. The science. Show me the data, men of science. Prove to me that redefining the modern family, go down eyebrow hair. Prove to me that redefining the modern family is a good thing, and I'll sign up. I really will. You've been watching my content for years, you lot. You've been watching my content for years. I'm not anti-LGBT. I don't have an axe to grind against the LGBT community. I'm a fucking liberal. I think everybody should be free to live the life unmolested by the state, left and right, whoever it is. Prove to me that it works, and I'll get behind it. But you can't. They talk about science, but they're not interested in science that contradicts the worldview. And this is the point that people like me have made since the beginning of the pandemic, since Trump and Brexit and everything else. I just want logic. I just want facts. I just want hard data to inform every decision the government makes. Is that so much to ask? Is it so hard to say, I think the fucking government should do things based off the real world. The pandemic response hasn't been done in response to the real world. Before any of you fucking lunatics in the chat start on, oh yeah, you follow the data. We didn't follow the data. We didn't follow the science. They kept going on about it. Fauci, the science. We didn't follow the fucking science. The science said, look at this 20-year pandemic response we've all been working on and drilling for the last for decades. Everybody knew a pandemic was coming. They happen all the time. We have pandemic responses planned in the same way we have earthquake responses planned, because we fucking know one's coming eventually. Just seriously think that the government agencies would just jammed the thumb up their arse and went, pandemics now, they'll never happen. There's always a fucking pandemic. They knew one was coming. They had a plan. They drilled for a plan. They practiced. And then it came. And because the general public are full of fucking normies who don't pay attention and shit the pants as soon as anything rears its ugly head, cowardice and stupidity and ignorance is what caused our COVID response. Again, come at me, bro. Some left-wing fucking dickheads in the chat. Please have a go. We didn't follow the science. We had a plan. We had a drilled response. We knew it was coming. We knew we were due a pandemic. And the second the fucking sheeple, to use a annoying right-wing cliche, the fucking sheeple, as soon as they shit the pants, the government went, lock everyone in their houses. That wasn't the science. That wasn't the plan. Was it? I watched like an hour-long discussion between that Lord fucking Sumption. And he's the man who knows what he's talking about when it comes to the government's response to these issues. And he said they threw the plan out the window. The plan went up in fucking flames the second the general public shit the pants. So don't talk to me about fucking science. Science. We've ignored the science. The science went out the window. And YouTube ban you for saying it. And fucking the BBC call you a conspiracy theorist. People who've had the jab, vaccinated people, you say, did we follow the science? And they go, oh, fucking hell, why do you hate lesbians? Why do you hate black men? What you're on about? I'm saying, why didn't we do what the government said they were going to do when we have a pandemic? And you said, whoa, what have you got against Nigerians, you cunt? Your argument doesn't make any sense. So shut the fuck up. Say something logical or point your compass south and fucking do one. Because you're not making any sense. You're not making any sense. And I am. And that's why Susan doesn't like to show anybody any of my fucking videos, because it's logically fucking sound. We had a plan. You know we had a plan. And the plan went out the fucking window. So suck my fucking stump, Mr. Science. Oh, we've got to follow the science. Foreskin fucking Fauci, who talks about as much sense as the average shit-covered, drug-addled, homeless fucking drifter. What a load of bollocks. I mean, how illogical is it? Fucking Trudeau's the worst. He still blows my mind. There's been some mad shit happened the last few years, but he still blows my mind the worst. Oh, I don't think we should force kids to get this, because the science indicates that kids typically don't get harmed by the COVID. What did you say about my black disabled mother? Was basically his response. How dare you hate the lesbians? I wasn't fucking talking about lesers. I was talking about viruses, you mad cunt. So, sorry, ranting again. Didn't get down to the fucking end of the story, did I? It's your fault. You distract me for your own sick amusement. Right, I'll read the fucking story quick. G. Robert, a 23-year-old medical student in Exeter, is planning her wedding. Her mum and dad will be there, of course, and another important guest, Suzanne, her surrogate, the mother who gave birth to her in 1998. She's a really important person in my life, and she's a really important part of my family, says Roberts, who was one of the first few hundred babies to be born via modern surrogacy. When outsiders are confused about her parentage, she draws them a little family tree. Oh, nice one. So, yeah, keeping things simple. How's your dad doing? Hang on, I'll draw you a fucking diagram, you cunt. Again, the word soup of modern reality. Everything's hard work, isn't it? Everything's hard work. How's your mum doing? Allow me to elucidate via PowerPoint. This is my fucking surrogate. He's a strand of DNA from a fucking fox. Like, what are we doing? We're outsiders. I like the way they've worded it as well. Outsiders, like she's a fucking hillbilly. Outsiders. You mean people, co-workers, colleagues, outsiders. How's your mum doing? Diddling, ding, 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 ding. It's fucking. Yeah. When outsiders ask you about your parents, you have to draw them a fucking diagram. Brilliant. I fucking love this story already. So to her, it's simple. Well, to her it is. Yeah, I'm sure her pronouns are fucking simple. Z, Xin, Zia. It sounds like a Chinese head of state when you tell you what the pronouns are. Well, how's she doing? Oh, it's not she. It's not she. It's oh, easy. Yeah, piece of piss. Makes loads of sense. To her, it's simple. Yeah. There's me mum. Then I've got me surrogate, and they're different people. All right, that's quite simple. I'll grant you that. Surrogacy, we know what surrogacy is. According to the organisation that facilitated Robert's surrogacy, demand now far outstrips the number of willing surrogates. No fucking shit. Because it used to just be proper rich cunts, wasn't it, who could pay for that. Michael Jackson can pay you $1 million to carry a bun in the oven for 9 months and then just fucking throw it away like a used parking ticket. But most of us don't want to do it. There's deep moral and ethical implications about surrogacy, really, if you think about it, because it's got to harm the surrogate in some way to carry a child to term for 9 months and then just to sit and then go through an 18-hour labour and then go, yep, yeah, oh, here's your baby, finally, it's here, catch your cunt, whoop. Right? I think there's ethical issues with surrogacy that we've not really fully explored. And yeah, some like Robert's parents come after struggling with infertility, which is obviously the main reason, and it should be the main reason, rather than you just fancy doing it for a crack. For others, such as gay couples, it's one of the few routes to parenthood alongside adoption. Surrogacy for gay couples, it's like there's a lot of ethical minefields to navigate here. It shouldn't just be a case of we can do whatever we want, which is basically Tony Blair's new age woke fucking ideology, right? Is just do whatever you want. Want to call yourself a fucking fox cub? Do that. Think you're a fucking literal human personification of a fucking wildebeest? Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. And if I disagree that you're a wildebeest, well, then I'm an horrible cunt and I should go to prison for life. These are all things that are complex and complicated and people should talk about. Not just make ridiculous, absurd remarks and demand that everybody toe the line at pain of death or prison or fines or losing your job. Like every new family that has emerged in recent decades, surrogacy has caused much controversy, obviously, including the potential psychological impact on the children born of it. Oh, nice to see somebody other than me's thinking about this. The discomfort around new types of families linked to a sense of uncertainty. These families often face the accusation that they are risking the well-being of future generations. As well, we might ask the question. After all, if no one has ever conceived or raised a child this way before, how can we possibly know the consequences? Yeah. Oh, in reality, here we go. On the BBC, you know when the sentence starts with, in reality, they're just going to start making shit up. Right? Because these are the same people who say, in reality, a woman can be a fucking geezer. Or in reality, of course, you can identify as other kin. Yeah. In reality, a person can be a gigantic anthropomorphic fox. Can they? Can they? The shit I've seen on the last couple of years, looking at the mad shit that comes on our Twitter, that people send me, it blows my mind. Oh, this is a 48-year-old bloke who identifies as a baby. And these fucking barmy cunts at the BBC think that's normal. They'll say, in reality, a big hairy-ass 49-year-old man can be a baby. Of course he can, and he can have a wonderful... In fact, he can't just have a good relationship. His relationship's better than yours, you cunt. Yeah, you happily married wanker with 6 kids. No. baby man is having a better life than you. He's contributing more to society than you. I mean, that's what they're like now, aren't they? Oh, well, look at you, boring, straight white businessman who's paid his taxes for 37 years. You don't do anything useful. This black disabled lesbian breakdancer, she does more for the world than you cunt. She helps with joy, spreading joy. We've got a shortage of fucking breakdancers in the world. There's hardly any breakdancers. What we need is we need more poets and shit artists. Everyone with their arsehole's an artist nowadays. And then the BBC whinges because the government says, oh, we're going to stop paying for people's education if they insist on going to study lesbian dance theory or fucking Greek pottery or whatever bollocks arts degree you want to work on next. Oh, we need more of them. We don't need more of them. You know what we need more of? Useful fuckers, engineers, and I was going to say construction workers, but I'm assuming with 3D printing and the like, that's going to go downhill. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that we need, and art degrees ain't one of them. They aren't. There's fucking loads of them. You know, I'll tell you, here's a good one. Yoga instructors. Do we need more fucking yoga instructors? You cannot move for bastard yoga instructors. You can't walk the dog without tripping over a fucking yoga instructor. I'm sick of seeing the cunts. But they're like, oh no, we need more. Well, the arts are so important. We need to help the arts. Remember, the Tories run about cutting funding for the arts. Oh, we need to help the arts. What? So we can create more Dave, some fucking rapper who just swears and bangs a fucking bin lid, and apparently that's music. It's fucking shit. I mean, I don't want to sound like my dad because this is basically what he says. But yeah, rap music. 99% of it's just a bloke shouting, swearing, banging on a fucking bin lid. And they go, yeah, music. Yeah, we need the arts. No, we need like fucking aerospace engineers. We need computer scientists. We need biologists and chemists. We don't need fucking yoga teachers and bastard rappers. There's fucking loads of rappers. Oh, look, diversity, doing backflips. Every cunt can do a backflip. I'm sick of seeing twats on YouTube doing bastard backflips. Is it art? I mean, I've said this about art, loads. My art, objectively, I can draw, right? Not well, but not badly. Like that shit there in the corner. I drew that. It's not terrible, not brilliant. It's just a cartoon. But it's art of a kind. Every cunt can do it. It's not even rare. When people used to say to me, oh yeah, that's a good drawing, I'd be like, yeah, but you fucking drawing. So I don't know how many people are good at it, but it's probably about like 1 in 30 or something. Like, it's common. There's loads of lads in the car would draw because, you know, we'd go on deployment and I'd draw like a caricature of someone and put it up on the wall, taking the piss out of them. And then next thing you know, someone's done one of me. It's not rare being good at the arts. For every chemist, chemical engineer that we've got, it's probably 50 daft cunts who can rap. You know what I mean? It's not fucking difficult. The art isn't difficult. For every aerospace engineer we've got 100 fucking yoga teachers. So don't tell me about fucking, oh, this is what we need. Bollocks. Everything you say we need is art backwards. Anyway, another rant. Fucking hell, I've nearly done half an hour already. Didn't do one story. In reality, what I was getting at is when they say in reality, you know what they mean is absolute bollocks. It's like another one of Bootneck's laws. If on the BBC a paragraph starts with that fucking word, in reality, you can guarantee that the next 3 sentences are going to be fucking bollocks. Like when they said all the Vikings were trans. Does anybody, who sent me that? Somebody sent me a story that said the Vikings were all trans. You know the fucking weren't. You know the weren't. They've somehow fictionalized this story because they've found like one grave somewhere where a Viking was buried in a dress or something. And he was a bloke. And it might have been because his mates were taking the piss or whatever. There'll be some humorous story behind it. Maybe he was like dressed as a woman for a laugh, like a piss up. And then the enemy turned up and he killed like 8 of them with his axe and then died. And they went, fucking hell. From now on, we'll sing the story of Dave the Girl because he killed 10 tribesmen with a fucking jawbone. And then we'll bury him in a dress because it'll be class bants and everyone will think it's mint. And then they go, yeah, all the Vikings were trans. It's bollocks. And we know it's bollocks. It's as bollocks as Braveheart, William Wallace looking like fucking Idris Elba. You can repeat the lie as many times as you like. But thanks to people like George Orwell, Everybody knows what to expect from you, commie cunts. So you can repeat the lie and burn the books as many times as you want. Oral tradition is still a thing. And you can tell us that all the fucking Vikings were called Brenda as many times as you like. It's bollocks, and we know it's bollocks. You can tell me that William Wallace and Charles Darwin were like fucking, look at me, I am the captain now. I am the captain now. Charles Darwin looked like fucking Whoopi Goldberg. We know it's bollocks. And you can tell me Mary Seacole was a pioneering visionary who was doing open heart surgery on a fucking breadboard. When in actual fact, she was just a fucking naffy bird. Yeah, she worked in the fucking naffy on a camp. Ooh, no one talks about naffy birds now, do they? All we say is usually they're howling and they try and fuck you on a whim. That's true. But what we singing songs about naffy birds for? Ivor the Boneless. Yeah. Now, what they'll say is Ivor the Boneless was called Ivor the Boneless because he actually had no bones. And he went around. He was the world's first Stephen Hawking tribute act. And in the 1200s, he was rolling around on his fucking... Because he was boneless. But even though he was boneless, he was the best warrior in the whole fucking world. He was boneless and he identified as a woman. But he killed like 10,000 men because everybody knows that boneless women are better than blokes at everything. Everyone knows that. Yeah. Checkmate. Checkmate, conservatives. Fuck off. So, right, in reality, bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. In fact, should we just skip the whole thing? Yeah, let's skip all that. In reality, you'll go down, yeah, in reality. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. There, we'll start here. Skip a few paragraphs, we might get some facts. It's very ingrained in our society that the traditional family is the best environment for raising children. Because the data suggests that is the case, Susan. Let me give you my fucking coup de grace right off the bat, because I've been talking for half an hour. It's ingrained in our society that the traditional family is the best environment for raising children because we've all seen the crime statistics. And it is a known fact that lads with dads don't go to prison as often as lads without dads. Right? Fucking checkmate, commie. And you can write your shit book called We Are Family, What Really Matters for Parents and Children. You can write your shite book because you're an ideologue and you've made your conclusions before you read the data, and then you've desperately sought out any evidence you can find, even if it makes less sense than drunk Diane Abbott. You've desperately sought out any evidence you can find to shoehorn it all in there. But we've seen the fucking data, and we know that single mothers who have 8 kids by 7 dads, yeah, pizza boy, milkman, fucking paper boy, coal man's up her ass, fucking firemen are sucking her tits, the copper's been fucking dug up her twice. We know that when you have children as a result of these wanton slut buckets that infest council estates up and down the UK, we know that those kids are 5 times more likely to end up in prison and 4 times more likely to end up addicted and 7 times as likely to be in NEET, which is not in education, employment or training. For those of you that don't read the BBC constantly and have a head full of useless fucking acronyms, we know that. So you, Sue, oh, she's called fucking... See, I hate it so much, I can't say the name anymore. She's called... Unless it's related to everybody's favourite fucking Silicon Valley Hoover beast. I can't say the name. It's like Crichton on Red Dwarf. Golombok. I can say it when I shriek it at the one in charge of YouTube. Susan! But Miss Golombok. Miss Golombok? You're a fucking liar. You tell lies, Miss Golombok. Oh, look. Her research began in the 70s with a study of lesbian mothers and their children. Yeah, well, lesbian mothers, especially in the 70s, are single fucking mothers. And single mothers' kids are all in the fucking nick, and they're all addicted to drugs, and they're all pushers and pimps and fucking shitbags. And we've seen the numbers, and you can lie about it as many times as you fucking like. So, Golombok can suck my fucking plums, right? How's about that? And let's skip it because I've talked for too long about this one story. It's all fucking bollocks and it's massive. And I read it so you don't have to. What a load of fucking shit. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. Done. Done. It's being redefined. How family is being redefined by communist liars who want to tell you that up is down and left is right. Yeah. Fuck that story. And fuck you, Miss Gollock. Miss Gollum. Yeah, Gollum can fuck off. Right, here's that second story I promised you I'd touch on. I'm really going to skim over Russia because I don't fucking care. I don't care. The US women's national team reach agreement with US soccer over equal pay. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Family by committee. Yeah, dead good idea that. Dead good idea that. Constant contradictions by the mob of strangers that are raising a child. Oh, yeah, that'll be good for it. Yeah, that'll be good for it. So, they've caved on this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll sum this up in 5 minutes because I have talked for too long because I rant and rave a lot. US women's national team reach agreement with the US soccer over equal pay, right? What can I say about this other than the US women's national team demanding the same pay as the men is as absurd as a corner shopkeeper who serves about 40 people a day demanding the same money as the CEO of Tesco. That's the simplest way I can put it. Because, again, I keep talking about data and facts and logic making our decisions. This is a class example of it, which is why I wanted to talk about it, right? This is a class example of letting your heart rule your head. Sorry. I know I confused American. Yesterday, a few people at work were like, I have no fucking idea what you just said. Heart. We don't pronounce our H's, do we? I said to a bloke, where's your at? Because he always wears a baseball cap. And I said, where's your at? He was like, no fucking idea what you've just said. They let their heart, told you, I feel like I've got halitosis when I pronounce my H's. They let your heart rule your head. And that's what this is. Once again, it's ignoring the data, ignoring the math. It's pure mathematics on one level, which was always taught to me. It was a constant, right? It's an exact science. It's pure mathematics. It is pure data and logic and reason being thrown out the fucking window because of feelings. I feel something. You know me, I'm an ENTP. I hate feelings. Feelings are for fucking women and children, right? Ooh, I feel like the women should get paid the same. So they will. I feel like I'm a bipedal 5'10" fox cub. So I am. So I keep talking about foxes because someone sent me one. It was like, it wasn't a fox, it was a wolf. This 30-year-old Canadian trans woman says she's a fucking wolf. She's a literal wolf. And she goes to work and the boss is like, how are you doing? And she's like, I used to be a person, but I'm all right now. A fucking lunatic is the word for someone that thinks they're a wolf. A fucking lunatic. But in this day and age, you have to get the fucking commies have got everybody singing to their tune. And they think when someone acts like a lunatic, you should say, not only are you not a lunatic, everybody in the world has to share your delusion with you. And if we disagree and attempt to say you aren't a gigantic bipedal wolf, they've just committed a hate crime and they have to go in the gulag. Yeah, we may as well just call them gulags because that's what they are now. They're not prisons, they're fucking gulags because the commies are in charge, right? So Wolf Girl was on Tucker. Fucking hell, I didn't know. Why would he even interview such a fucking lunatic? Why would you do that, Tucker? You don't want to legitimize these psychopaths by even speaking. It's lunacy. And the reason the women's team don't get paid as much is a very, very, very simple. It's like I said, it's the same reason a corner shop owner doesn't get paid the same as a Tesco owner. Because the second you paid the corner shop owner the same amount as the CEO of Tesco, the corner shop goes bankrupt, although it doesn't make sense because he is the owner. Let's just say, okay, you're the corner shop manager. Someone else owns it. He pays your fucking salary for 1 month and he's gone bankrupt. He's got to sell his house and the corner shop closes because he can't afford your salary because he doesn't even make that much money. This fucking dippy mayor, Alex Morgan, said a monumental step forward because it's just greed. Because the commies are always obsessed with money. That's why they're commies, because they're greedy people. They call people in suits who work for a living greedy. They're greedy. I've made this point before. Loads of my mates in Borough are commie, lefty, socialist daft cunts. And it's all the ones that are tight as fuck. Obsessed with money, other people's money. The ones who never get a fucking round in. The ones who fucking ask you for 50 pence back that you lent off them for the pool table 4 days ago. They're the fucking socialists. They are the tightest, greediest people ever. Alex Morgan and these fucking woke bints are doing it because they're greedy and they want more money. That's it. It's not about, oh, no, we're doing this for equality, man. No, you were a greedy twat and you want fucking money you haven't earned. You want to steal other people's money. So you can buy Porsches and pools and caviar and cocaine and all the other things woke, degenerate scum like to fucking spend the money on when they've stolen it off other people. Right? The players will receive 24 million fat ones, and US soccer has pledged equal pay for the women and men's teams across all competitions. Right. So you think that's fair, do you? Let's have a look. World Cup advertising revenue. What is it? 2018 media rights revenue from the FIFA World Cup stood at a record. Fucking hell. I didn't know it was that much. Here's the numbers. Fuck you. You for free. Oh, don't dare. Wankers. All right, well, you can see it anyway. $3 billion. $3 billion for the Men's World Cup in 2018. You know how many people watched it? Fucking a staggering amount. Oh, there it is. I can get it. I can get one without numbers on if I can't. That's weird. I can see in another window, but it doesn't like it. $3 billion fucking dollars in 2018 for one tournament. How many people do you think watch the Women's World Cup? Does anybody watch the Women's World Cup? It's fucking dog shit. I'm sorry, but it's pump. Women are better than men at loads of things. Like I've said before, women and men are different and we complement each other. That's why marriage is a good idea. And women are better than men at some things and men are better than women at some things. But physical stuff, 99% of it, men are better than women. I think the only ones, because we're a sexually dimorphic species, the only things women are better than men at is like long distance swimming, because they've got like more fat reserves or something. Maybe they can do some things better. Mourning, yeah, they're fucking great at that. Although no, I'm a professional mourner, so I can't slag off women for that. But nobody watches the Women's World Cup. The revenue, I mean, look, Women's World Cup revenue. I bet you they're making it out to fine because they don't want people to know. Yeah, look at that one. So here's a good story. Apparently it's not even 200 million, which is far less than I thought. It says, what is the Women's World Cup worth? Not even FIFA knows. The viral spread of an inaccurate revenue figure shows how little is known. Oh, fuck off. They're going to lie. Is everything signing nowadays? So we can read it at the top, look. It says, in part because the 2019 women's tournament was projected to generate a tiny fraction of the men's World Cup billions, just $131 million. So there we go. So you've got $3 billion versus $131 million because nobody fucking watches it. And these lunatics think it's fucking just and right It's an incredible day. This is just such a monumental step forward in feeling valued and feeling respected and mending our relations. Listen, love. I don't want to piss on your chips, but let me tell you, the sport watching public doesn't value you. So you shouldn't feel valued. And you shouldn't feel respected. You can feel respected as a person. We value your right as an individual, which is why the full force of the law comes against people that attack or humiliate and demean women. We respect you as a woman, and nobody should be allowed to infringe upon your rights in any way, shape, or form. But we do not respect you as a footballer. Because if the general public respected you as a footballer, the Women's World Cup would make as much money as the Men's World Cup. And when two teams of fucking birds kick the ball around the pitch in the Bernabeu, there'd be as many people there as there is when the men do it. The women would fucking play Old Trafford, and Old Trafford would sell out like it does when Ronaldo's in there. But guess what? It doesn't. So you, delusional, narcissistic fucking bint, shouldn't feel valued and respected. Nobody watches women's soccer. When women's soccer sells out stadiums like the men's soccer, then you should get the same amount of money, and then you should feel just as valued and respected. But until that day happens, and hey, you never know, with the commies in charge, maybe it'll be like, say, get in the fucking stadium. You know, like it's going to have to be to get people to build houses when AOC fulfills her dream and everybody gets given a free house to live in. Well, you're going to have to threaten the builders because houses don't build themselves. It's going to be build the wall, cunt, right? Plumb the toilet, plumber. That's how you're going to get free houses, yeah, in the woke new world. Well, it's going to be get in the fucking stadium and watch these fucking birds kick a fucking ball around like a bunch of spastics for fucking 90 minutes. I mean, honestly, have you seen? And that'd be punishment in itself. That'd be punishment in itself. That's funnier than this fucking show. Funnier than Blackadder. I'd rather go to the gulag. If they said you can go in the gulag and break rocks for a month, or you can sit through the women's fucking football for 90 minutes, put me in the gulag. Fucking chain me to the fucking boulder. Because I swear to God, it's appalling watching women's football. It's dog shit. But was entertaining. It was nailing your testicles to the kitchen table. It's fucking gash. I don't want to do it. You can't make me do it. Right? I'm not doing it. So that's what they'll have to do. They'll have to force us in with fucking at gunpoint. Watching the women's football is like watching 22 Down syndrome children chase a fucking stray Labrador around the school field. You know, like when you're at primary school and a dog comes on the fucking school field and it's chaos. Oh shit, there's a dog. It's like watching if there was two teams of Down syndrome children, 11 aside, for some charity event playing football, and a Labrador ran on the pitch. That's what fucking women's football looks like to me. It's just dog shit. So I'm not interested. And I'll never be interested. And until that day comes when the stadiums are just as full and the TV networks are just as fucking rammed and the pubs are just as rammed and the breweries are rammed and everybody's in there on match day at the Women's World Cup instead of fucking half-empty stadiums and empty seats and empty pubs, you don't deserve that money. You're a parasite and you're stealing that money from those hard-working men who actually managed to fill a stadium. And by the way, sorry, I'll take that back. They're not hardworking, but ultimately I'm a reluctant capitalist because it's the only system that works. And if those useless, lazy fucking cunts fill the stadium and sell the tickets and sell the sponsorships for massive sums of money, then it's only fair that they get a significant percentage of that money. That's what I feel about football. All right? Easy. The last story I was going to do was Russia, but it's nearly fucking 50 minutes and I can't be asked because I don't want to talk about it. The two areas they've gone in, like I said, there's a lot of pro-Russian sentiment. They can try and make us fucking believe it's a hate crime and it's basically the same as gassing 100,000 people in fucking Beslan. That's the Russian school. A load of jihadis shot up, isn't it? Belson. But it isn't, and I don't care. The only plus side is if the whole world goes to shit and the bombs start dropping and the body bags start filling, I'm just going to be pleased that it happened on Joe Biden's watch. A significant part of me, that sort of, which I always caution you against, the bitter and resentful and angry part of me that I always try to resist. A certain small part of me wants it to be total chaos. A few 100,000 dead, a city in ruins, chaos, just because it happened on that fucking idiot's watch, who's wiped out the fucking stock market, collapsed the fucking borders, fucked the gas and oil pipelines, ruined people's lives in America, cost tens of thousands of jobs, fucked up everything. So a large part of me, the bitter and resentful part of me, would like to see the whole of the fucking Eastern Europe turn into Middlesbrough. Yeah? Turn into the borough, Paul Tidy Wells. But I'm resisting that urge. If we just had a strong president who wasn't a fucking cringing coward, none of this would have happened in the first place. But we are where we are. So, fuck them. I don't care. I don't care. Right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, as promised. And yeah, I'm not even going to tell you to like and share and subscribe because there's no fucking point, is there? There's no point. None of you cunts get sent a notification anyway, so fuck them. Who cares? Don't even fucking bother. I will come back regardless. I'll be the last man on top of the ashes, cackling by myself if need be. And I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.